Philippines was a village that originally lived by Malaysian, and people from Arab, China, India, and Malaysia all came for their business. On February 30, 1565, Miguel Lopez de Legazpi took his Spanish expedition to Cebu, then arrived Luzon in 1570, and they started arguing with the local chief. In 1571, the felled chief of tribe forced to sign up a paper which is giving Manila to Spanish.
Welcome back to our history time.
Hi, I'm Ray.
I'm Adriana, and today we're gonna talk about the imperialism in Philippines. So first of all, what's the age of imperialism in Philippines? The Spanish occupation of Philippines started in 1565. And the Philippines was built to be permanent colonies more than 300 years.
Oh, that was a long time.
Yeah.
And also in 1898, the Philippines announced the Declaration of Independence, and the first republic government in Philippines was established.
Oh, but unfortunately, in the same year, the United States won the Spanish-American War, and they signed a paper which is about the Treaty of Paris with the Spanish. So finally, the Philippines became American colonies.
Oh, in 1935 November, the Philippines autonomous government was established, and in December 8, 1941, the Japanese occupied the Philippines. But to prevent the lands from falling into the hands of the Japanese, the United States was back to colonial rule in Philippines in 1945.
Yeah, and at the last, July 4th, 1946, the Philippines Declaration of Independence was established. So finally, they are independent. This is the basic outline, the age of imperialism in Philippines. But why do the countries want to occupy the Philippines? Why was everything happen?
Let's watch a movie.
Okay.
Well, Americans in the late 19th century, like Europeans, embraced the ideology of imperialism. That is, they believed that industrial nations, advanced nations like the United States, Great Britain, Germany, and France, needed to acquire colonies in order to provide raw materials to feed their industrial economies, and also to acquire markets for them to sell their finished products to those peoples. At the same time, however, there were others in the United States with different motives. American Christian denominations were very eager to send missionaries to the Philippines to bring the message of Christianity to these quote-unquote backward peoples. And finally, the United States was very interested in developing an Asian colony that would enable them to take advantage of the China market. China was then, of course, a very populous nation, and the United States, as well as the European nations, were eager to take advantage of that huge market by selling their products to China. And by having bases in the Philippines, this would enable the Americans to take advantage of that huge growing market. So for these reasons that had nothing to do with the Cuban rebellion against Spanish control, the United States ended up acquiring territory in the Pacific that had all sorts of unintended consequences. Ultimately, of course, the American control of the Philippines would involve us in a competition with Japan that would become one of the factors in leading to the outbreak of war in 1941, when the United States was attacked by the Japanese at Pearl Harbor. So the acquisition of the Philippines had recurring significance to the United States that no one envisioned at the time.
So basically, we have learned about the motivations about imperialism in Philippines from that movies. So let's talk about the imperialism in action.
Yeah, so the United States gained control of the Philippines as a result of the Spanish-American War, and the Treaty of Paris. They gave the Philippines for a set price the Philippines were unhappy that they were being given to another country for imperialist role. The U.S. felt that the Philippines was too uncivilized to govern themselves, so the U.S. kept them under their control. And now we have a special guest for this side.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Annie. I'm a professor from Stanford University, and my major is history.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, thank you.
We are so pleased to have you here, but we have some question about the struggle for independence in Philippines. Could you please answer it for us?
Yeah, sure. As we know, in 1898, the Philippines announced the Declaration of Independence, and the first republic government in Philippines was established. But in the same year, American took over Philippines by signing of the Treaty of Paris with the Spanish. Rin, do you know something about struggle of Philippines?
Yes, actually I do. In 1935 November, the Philippines autonomous government was established, and in December 8, 1941, the Japanese occupied Philippines. In 1945, the United States was back to the colonial rule in Philippines again.
Yeah, and as we see before the movie, we know in July 4th, 1946, the Philippines Declaration of Independence was established. And we have a big question for you. Do you know how did the English and American and French revolutions of the 17th and 18th centuries change political expectation worldwide?
Yes, I do. After the revolution, people realized that they have natural rights and they can create their own fortune. And the society became more stable, which makes the Industrial Revolution possible. The fundamental reason of the emergency of the Industrial Revolution and the progress of productivity, imperialism appears with the capitalist economy and the rapid development of monopoly organization.
Oh, I see.
Thank you, Annie, for the excellent explanation. And also, as we know, there are still many effects of imperialism today in Philippines. There are many positive effects and also negative effects.
Yes, and as the positive effects, the U.S. helped the Philippines when the Japanese occupied the Philippines, and the U.S. eventually helped the Philippines become an independent nation. And as we know, the public education established, which is really important for children, and the roads, railroads, and hospitals were built, which is really convenient for us. And as the negative effects, we know over 1 million Philippines died as a result of the war, and the Philippines was left without a strong leader and suffered economically. Yeah.
Yes, and also we have a big question for you. How does imperialism establish a pattern of interaction that persists through today in your reign?
Oh, I know one point of the question. Through the American, a significant trading partnership has been established between the U.S. and the Philippines, and in which the U.S. is one of the top exporting countries for Philippines goods and services today, as well as a significant partner in terms of global security.
Oh, that is the most important point of this question. And we also have some of points about this question. And one of its social and cultural life have agreed more towards the American ways of life. And the English language becomes the most prevalent language spoken in country.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And also thanks you guys for watching.
Yeah, see you next time.
See you next time.
See you.
Bye.